It's the Screen Team. It's our Halloween edition of the show, and we've got one of the scariest movies ever made in the human history of film. All right? We are doing the Child's Play horror series. We took care of Child's Play 1. Now we're moving on to one of the scariest films of all time called Bride of Chucky. Why is it the scariest film of all time? It doesn't have just one doll in it. It's got two scary, come-to-life, murder you kind of dolls. And we've got Guy here to review this horror classic, Bride of Chucky. Guy, what are your thoughts, man? I mean, let's.
This is a horror rom-com.
Let's get deep into this.
This is a horror rom-com.
It's a rom-com.
It's a horror rom-com.
There's romance in this. There's comedy in this.
There's
two dolls killing it.
Hilarious.
Why is this funny? Why is this funny? This is not funny. This is not funny.
This is really funny. This is really tongue-in-cheek. This is exactly what you want when you have something like this. There is no pretense to this being a serious idea, a serious story, or a serious premise.
Okay.
Because it's not.
Okay. There's something I'm curious about before we kind of move on to this movie. You had mentioned the family in the first one, and we've skipped Child's Play 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever.
2 and 3, this is part 4.
All right, whatever. So are those people, are they still part of this story, or did
No.
Chucky move on to somebody else?
No. By the third film, the Andy Barclay storyline had ran its course. Now
Okay.
it's just the franchise is Chucky. They know the franchise is Chucky. They're embracing the franchise as Chucky.
All right, so what's Chucky doing, man? Is he taking long walks on the beach or something? What's going on?
He sends himself via FedEx to his ex-girlfriend. And he says there's no comedy.
What are you talking about, man? No comedy? What does that mean? There's no comedy.
You said there's no comedy in this. How is there... The first sentence out of my mouth reviewing this thing, you're busting up laughing. Clearly there is comedy in this thing.
I thought maybe you might have been making that up.
No. He FedExes himself to his ex-girlfriend, Tiffany Valentine, played by the lovely, buxom, oh my God, I would do things to her, Jennifer Tilly.
Okay.
Who apparently was expecting him.
Okay.
Figured because Chucky had been in the news, everybody knew about Chucky.
Mm-hmm.
They wrote Andy off as crazy, but some people, Tiffany included, knew that he might need to seek revenge on some things. Came over, had everything set up, caught him in a trap, put him into a small little cage where he couldn't get out because, tiny puppet hands.
Of course, it's always a problem.
Put a little bride doll in there with little blonde hair to kind of tease and torment him. He ends up escaping.
Okay.
Beats her over the head with a bat. Then transfers her soul into the doll. So now both dolls are alive. She ends up cutting her hair, putting on a leather jacket, putting on goth makeup for a doll.
Because you got to have style. Yeah. If you're a doll, you're a killer doll.
And then they go on a murderous rampage. The intention is to...
Is it just for fun? Is there an overall goal?
It's trying to put his soul into a different body because he can't do it with Andy anymore, because the only reason he kept going after Andy in the first 3 films is through some mystic voodoo mumbo-jumbo loophole that he had to transfer his soul into the body of the individual that he first revealed his true self to, which was Andy. Well, now he has a necklace that he was buried with that could do the same thing to anybody he wanted.
Okay.
Why we didn't know about this 3 movies before, I don't know, but the MacGuffin must flow. They are on the search for this MacGuffin to transfer his soul, and they're on a murderous killing spree. They kill John Ritter with 32 nails in his face from a nail gun.
And you said there's no horror in it.
No, the face he has after having all those nails in is funny. Freaking hilarious.
Oh,
anyway,
I'm laughing inside.
Their plans get foiled as usual, and Tiffany decides to turn on Chucky after they. What's the politest way to put this?
Let's remember. They
have Boinky Puppet fun time.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
That's the easiest way I can put it.
Okay.
And
but
when she betrays Chucky, or a cop shoots him, he shoots her. They both get set on fire, and at the very end, her charred remains gives birth to a baby puppet, which leads to the next movie.
And this movie series will never stop. It'll just keep going and going and going and keep giving me nightmares until I'm 80 years old. What's this one called again?
Bride of Chucky.
Bride of Chucky. All right, man. Sounds like a winner. Sounds like a good time. Just not for me.
That was a great time. I laughed. It's funny.
You can find it on DVD. Just don't invite me over when you watch it, okay? Coming up next, we've got the brand new Child's Play movie, which is called The Cult of Chucky. It's coming your way next on The Screen Team.